بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما. اللهم فقهنا في الدين وعلمنا التأويل وعلمنا الحكمة. اللهم يسر ولا تعسر وتمم علينا بالخير. اللهم يسر ولا تعسر وتمم علينا بالخير. اللهم يسر ولا تعسر وتمم علينا بالخير. وبك نستعين يا فتاح يا فتاح يا فتاح. وبعد. So we're still in the Shama'il part, and then this is page 27. The book started on page 3, ends at page 46. So out of 43 pages, we did 24. So yeah, we're past the halfway point. Um, maybe if we pick up the pace a little, we can finish in Rabi al-Awwal and have the Khatam and during Rabi al-Awwal. But yeah, these pages are still pretty full of text. So yeah. Um, okay, so I'll get started from where we left off, and then I'll call on you guys to read. قال قال الشيخ الدكتور نور الدين أتر حفظه رحمه الله تعالى ونفعنا الله بعلومه وبركاته وبكم في الدارين آمين. قال ولو لم يكن من كرم. Okay, so he was already discussing before about how hilm and afu, so like forbearance and clemency and forgiveness were his traits, and he didn't become angry for his own right, only for the right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like only for for shar'i reasons he became angry. Um, Now he's saying, what if that wasn't the case? So he's continuing on from there. So probably we didn't stop at a good point actually. ولو لم يكن من كرم عفوه ورجاء what was it ورجاحة حلمه. Okay, ورجاحة من like الرجحان ورجاحة حلمه إلا ما كان يوم فتح مكة لكفاك به، فقد دخلها عنوة وصاروا بين يديه أذلة وقد آذوه أشد الأذى وسفهوا عليه كل السفه وقتلوا أعمامه وأصحابه. نعم، أعمامه وأصحابه. فدخلها صلى الله عليه وسلم متواضعا خاشعا تكاد لحيته آه، تضرب مقدم رحله because his head was so low خشية لله وتواضعا. وخطب right وخطب فيهم فقال ما تظنون أني فاعل بكم؟ قالوا خيرا، أخ كريم وابن أخ كريم. فقال أقول كما قال أخي يوسف عليه مع نبينا الصلاة والسلام: لا تثريب عليكم اليوم يغفر الله لكم وهو أرحم الراحمين، اذهبوا فأنتم الطلقاء. وأطلقهم وأحسن إليهم وأكرمهم. نعم. So he says, if there was I'm going to add a word to make the translation make sense. If there was no example of his generous forbearance and the no, his generous clemency and the overwhelming nature of his forbearance, except for, if there's no example, except for the day of the conquest of Mecca, that would be enough. That would be enough for you to know how forbearant and clement he is. I'm adding the example part because I feel like in English it wouldn't sound that much sense. If there was, I don't know how to translate it otherwise, unless someone could think of that. And I just looked at the translation. He also uses example because I don't see how else you can do it. فَقَدْ دَخَلَهَا عَنْوَةً, because he entered Makkah by force. Anwatan. You know what's the opposite of anwatan? If anyone knows, like in the Sirah or in fiqh, when they talk about like Kitab al-Siyar, you either take over somewhere anwatan by force, or what's the other word? We call al-Hudaybiyah by this word also. So the other word, the opposite is like a sulh. So they say anwatan or sulhan. So you either make a treaty like they did with Jerusalem, right? When Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anh, Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah, Khalid ibn al-Walid, they took Jerusalem. I mean, Sayyidina Umar came later, but anyway, when they took Jerusalem, they had a sulh. Even though, yeah, I mean, there's a big story, right? That Khalid ibn al-Walid didn't know about the sulh, so he still fighting. But anyway, they took Jerusalem by like sort of other cities we conquered by force. So Anwatan means by force, and Sulhan means by treaty, meaning they agreed to surrender. وصاروا بين يديه أذلة. So and they, meaning the people of Mecca, Saru, the wow here is the fa'il, right? It goes back to people of Mecca. They became like they became, literally between his hands, but like basically they're debased and lowered in front of the Prophet ﷺ. And this the adillatan comes in the Quran, right? No, I'm thinking of Saghirun. But I think adillah does come. But anyway, lowered and debased, meaning they were completely at his mercy. That's what's being said. وَقَدْ آذَوْهُ أَشَدَّ الْأَذَى. And they had harmed him, meaning they, the people of Mecca, had harmed him and Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, severely. وَصَفَهُ. And I'm translating it as severely because if you say they had harmed him with the severest harm or something, it's just not that natural in English, but it was fine. It would be accurate. وَصَفَهُ عَلَيْهِ كُلَّ الصَّفَةِ. And they, I don't really know what's a good, you know how in like I don't know, like an old hip hop and rap, he would be like the acted a fool. It's Safi literally like as a fool, right? So I thought of that when I was reading it as like a translation. But what do they say in here? They had fooled around with him insolently. So I think I'd rather use my translation, even though it does not very formal. So yeah, they acted like fools with him, right, or whatever. Then it like insolently, because they said things about him that they knew weren't true, a sorcerer and a magician and all that stuff, وَلِيَعْذُ billah, and a liar, which they knew they weren't true things. وَقَتَلُوا, or possessed. وَقَتَلُوا أَعْمَامَهُ, and they killed his uncles and his companions. Who is the uncles they're talking about here? Who's his am?
سيدنا حمزة.
Yeah, Sayyidina Hamza was a am, right? Because he was the brother of Sayyidina of his father. Yeah, so he's a am, and I think that's the only one because the rest weren't Muslim during the early days of Islam, I don't think. Um, well, Al-Abbas was Muslim, but he was still in Mecca, so he was like a secret, undercover Muslim. Uh, and then the rest of his A'mam, I don't even know. Like they were older, right? So did they become Muslim? Did they? I don't actually know. I remember reading something about it before, but I don't remember the details. The rest of his paternal, because Abdullah he was one of 10, including his half brothers. So did they all become Muslim or not? I don't actually know. Well, not definitely not all, but I mean, did some of the other ones become Muslim? Okay, so they had killed his uncles and his companions. Sorry, I said we need to go faster because if we want to finish and reveal, oh well, but I'm going slower. So he, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, entered it, meaning Makkah, متواضعا خاشعا, in a state of humility and reverence and awe of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. تكاد لحيته تضرب. His beard was almost striking the what do you call it? The for I guess the head of his mount. Like they say, so this is directly in the hadith, right? That his beard was almost touching the animal because he's bowing his head so low. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I just want to see how they translated here. Here, his beard was on the verge of touching his saddle. Does it have to mean saddle? Okay, maybe. Because rahal does mean saddle, but I thought maybe here it meant something else. Because the saddle is usually, it only goes like a little bit forward, right, from where you're sitting. So it seems strange that the beard would be going to the saddle. I would assume it means the head of the animal. Um, and I think that's what they say in the commentaries too, in Shimal and stuff. But is that the only meaning for rahal? Yeah, here's a saddle, but I can also say other parts like saddlebags, baggage, luggage. It could be other things too, I guess. So I don't know. We can look into the place to look for this kind of stuff would not be like really dictionaries. It would be like the shuruh of the hadith because he's just quoting the hadith here. Um, but of course you'd have to have read those hadiths to know that. Khashyatan lillahi wa tawadu'an. Again, he's saying because khashyatan lillahi wa tawadu'an, out of reverence and awe for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and out of humility. So Omar, why don't you tell me khashyatan? Why is that mansub?
حال منصوب علامة النصب الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره.
You said hal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, hal is one possibility. No, actually, not hal. How could that be hal? خشية is a masdar,
Wait,
right?
where's the fi'l? Hold up, sorry.
Sorry, I'm looking at this one. خشية.
دخلها وبعدين خاشعا تكاد ريحا تظلم وقد ريحا خشية لله دخلها إذا مفعول لأجله.
That's what I was thinking. مفعول لأجله. Yeah. But I was thinking for uh تكاد لحيته تضرب. That's why it was touching out of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why it was almost touching.
تكاد لحية تظلم وقد ريحا خشية لله وتواضعا. Yeah, I think it's مفعول لأجله. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
It's
thinking.
also a masdar too, and yeah, it makes
Yeah,
more
it's
sense.
mustard. Yeah. I mean, if you want to be really fancy, you could make it the ذو like the معمول and متوادي and خاشي and because there's some file and stuff like that. But I don't think it's necessary to go to be all that fancy. No, actually, it still wouldn't make sense as hal. I don't think anyway. Yeah. وخطب فيهم. Okay, then he gave a khutbah. He gave a speech. I mean, here would be a speech, right? It's not like a formal khutbah, not a shar'i khutbah. He gave a speech to them or among them, and he said, "What do you think I'm going to do with you?" And they said, "Good, only good." So what's the Hamza? What do you think is the i'rab of khair on here? Why is it mansub?
Is it a maf'ul bihi of a hidden verb?
Yeah, good. It's maf'ul bihi of a hidden verb. So it'd be like taf'alu khayran or like anta fa'ilun khayran or something like that. A hidden verb, or you could say a hidden I don't know if Hamza, if you're familiar with that yet, that there's some nouns that can act like verbs. They take a maf'ul and or a fa'il and things like that. Are you familiar with that concept?
No. Is it similar to like the ism anna?
No, it'd be a little different than that. But if it comes up in the text, we'll point it out, inshallah.
So it would be, you said then it could also be مفعول به for فاعل.
Yeah, because you know what? Look at the question. He said, "Ma tazunnuna anni fa'ilun bikum." They
Yeah.
could be saying, "Oh, nazunnu annaka fa'ilun bina khayra," right?
فاعل خيرا. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes
So
sense.
that way it would be fa'il would be the amil. Yeah, so they said they'll do good to us. But yeah, Hamza, next time it comes, I'll point it out. Akhan, because Akhan Kareem, a generous, or you know, Kareem, Sheikh Samar always pointed this out that Kareem is not really generous. Generosity is one of the lawazim of Karam. Like Karam means nobility, and from the lawazim, like from the necessary traits of someone being noble, or one of the normal traits that comes along with nobility is generosity. But Kareem is actually like noble. And he always used to correct us on that. I never actually looked into it more than that, like about, okay, in terms of dictionaries and stuff like that. But I'm sure it'd say both meanings there. Okay, so he said, Akhan Kareem, noble brother, Wabnu Akhan Kareem, and a brother of, and sorry, the son of a noble brother of ours, meaning, right? Because Abdullah was obviously the son of Abdul Muttalib, who was the leader of Quraysh at the time. فقال, so he said, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, أقول كما قال أخي يوسف. I say as my brother Yusuf said, عليه مع نبينا الصلاة والسلام. By the way, so I'm adding in these words, alayhi salam, into the words of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. So the muhaddithun generally have said that's allowed to do, even adding in subhanahu wa ta'ala, etc. Not if you're narrating the hadith, but if you're just reading it like this, it's fine to do that kind of stuff. And then there's another sunnah, right? When you see the name of a prophet, and whether or not it says alayhi salam, it's actually sunnah. When I say sunnah, I mean it's from the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's a sunnah to add into that as-salatu wassalam upon our own prophet, even when you're mentioning other prophet. So you say Yusuf, then you could say alayhi. Actually, they usually change the order. They say ala nabiyina wa alayhi as-salatu was-salam, or just as-salam is fine too. I mean, a lot of the later fuqaha didn't like that, but I mean, people like Ash-Shafi'i rahimahullah and others said alayhi salam all the time after the name of our Prophet alayhi salatu was-salam. So it's not makruh or anything to have only as-salam. But anyway, in the ayah we have as-salatu was-salam. So meaning inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabiyyi ya ayyuhallazina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. You have both as-salatu was-salam. Anyway, so this is from the sunnah to do. You say Yusuf ala nabiyyina wa alayhi salatu was-salam. And I'm saying it's from the sunnah of the Prophet والسلام, because he himself did this sometimes, meaning made salat upon himself when mentioning the other prophet's name. It's in there's a whole like section on it in Al-Qawl al-Badi' of As-Sakhawi, and I'm sure in lots of other books too. Also, so that's one way you can do it. Another way, so here they're actually changing the structure. Because instead of saying alayhi, you're doing ala nabiyyina wa alayhi salatu wasalam, so you can give priority to our prophet. But there's another way you can do it is alayhi, and I really liked this that I heard. I heard from one of the mashayikh that he was saying it from his sheikh, and I forgot who it was. So it was like, I think it could have been from Sheikh. I forgot who he said, but he said that one of his shuyukh used to do like this. They say alayhi ma'a nabiyyina as-salatu was-salam. And why do you think that's better? Like what I mean, it's not better necessarily, but why is it okay to have alayhi, this damir here for the other prophet before our own prophet this time? That's the hint, the highlighted part. And here we have the wow.
The ma'iyah, right? Like it's not.
Yeah, ma'iyya, there's no tartib at all applied. Even the
Yeah.
wow doesn't have to. But with ma'iyya, you know for sure that there's no tartib.
Hmm.
Yeah, so they say that okay, there if you put our prophet, you know they say ja'al wazir ma'as sultan. You can say that, but you probably wouldn't say ja'al wazir was sultan. You probably say ja'al sultan wal wazir. So that's just like a random faida. I try to do it, but you know it's not like natural for me, but to always add it in. But we should try to do that. I noticed that Sheikh Samir, he always does this, even when he reads in the Makra, even he does that. You know, he'll add this in when reading the Hadith, which is fine now because the books of Hadith are all recorded and we're not like actually narrating it anymore. It's just for barakah that we do this mostly, the Makras. Not only for barakah, but that's one of the major reasons. So I say to you as my brother Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam, alayhi ma nabiyana salatu wassalam said, la tathriba alaykum al-yawm, that there's no I mean, if you want to translate it literally, it's like there's no blame upon you today. Um, يغفر الله لكم وهو أرحم الراحمين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive you, and He is the most merciful of the merciful, or I don't know a good way to do it. I saw this one translation from this. I think they're like perennialist people, so I mean, I don't know, take it with a grain of salt. Some like it's like some Ibn Arabi society, but they're like perennialists actually, as far as I know. But they said like the unlimited mercifier or something like that. Mercifier. It sounded really weird, but I always remember it because it's so unique for Arhamar Rahimin. Or something with mercifier. Maybe it was something different than unlimited. اذهبوا فأنتم الطلقاء. So go, you are all free. طلقاء, yeah, someone who like the jam'u, what's the singular? Taliq, is it? طلقاء.
That's what I was thinking about. I don't know. Because like it's on the same wazn as like
Kind of same wasn't, yeah, that's why I'm thinking that, but
fuqara,
sure.
fuqara,
I'm looking it up right now.
fuqaha.
So it's the opposite of asir. Yeah, it's taliq, yeah. And actually, yeah, okay, so and then in the tulaqa is plural, yeah, yeah. Naz. I was just asking for the singular. So taliq is the singular, taliq. Because you know we have taliq, but that means like divorced, right? That's different. Anti taliq. So taliq, okay, yeah. وأطلقهم وأحسن إليهم وأكرمهم. And he freed them and he, you know, did well to them. Meaning he gave them, you know, he started giving them money. He allowed them to come without punishment, except for a few people who were not allowed to, uh, like, you know, a few people who were executed that we know. And he was generous with them, or he was no, and he was like acted with them nobly. Okay, Omar, why don't you go ahead in the next paragraph, and then we'll have Hamza.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال رحمه الله ونفعنا بعلومه في الدارين. وإنه عليه الصلاة والسلام بقي على طريقته المرضية هذه من أول عمره إلى آخره، لا يتخلف عن شيء من هذه المعالي، والمتصنع المتكلف لا يمكنه ذلك قط. وإلى هذا الاستدلال يشير قوله تعالى: قل ما أسألكم عليه من أجر وما أنا من المتكلفين إن هو إلا ذكر للعالمين.
Wait, I'll just read this part again, but don't stop so I can hear how you read it.
ذلك قط, right? Or
No,
no, قطة is a ظرف, right?
no.
Isn't it a ظرف زمان?
It, no,
قطة.
not ظرف زمان.
I've
You
seen
know,
it. Yeah.
well,
الماضي.
I know that's not how you read it though, regardless.
قط.
No, it's actually مبني على الضم ضمة واحدة.
قط. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
but now that you mentioned the darf thing, we have to look up for sure to be sure.
I saw it like a few days ago. That's why I
No, you're
was
probably you're probably right, but it's usually I know it's always like مبني على الضم ضمة
okay.
واحدة.
That's
Just
why I
like
assumed the
just like
fatah.
قبل and بعد when they're not مضاف,
Hmm.
depending on how you're using them. Yeah.
Yeah, I have it right here. It is قط.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Which book do you have it in there?
isn't a تعليق of in this دروس النحوية was قط ظرف الاستغراق للزمن الماضي.
استغراق للزمن الماضي. But it's all but it's all is it only negative?
It doesn't say so yeah it says ولا يستعملون إلا بعد نفي غالبا.
Okay. Oh, غالبا. Okay, so I guess there's probably some exceptions then. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Uh, and indeed, he, on him be peace and blessings, stayed on his path, his like pleased path.
Yeah, you can say pleased actually or pleasing. It's the same khilaf we have among the Mufassirun in the ayah of the Quran, right? Mardiya, what's it? Hey, Ashi, what is it? It's in the Juz Amma. Where does it come? Mardiya?
راضية مرضية فادخلي
Yeah,
في.
that one. So they always you can translate it both ways. Mardiya, meaning it could be ism fa'al or ism maf'ul, like the meaning.
Okay. On his pleased path.
So
This
yeah, okay, go ahead, Yeah.
no, sorry, you're saying.
No, I was saying in the ayah you have radiya, which is obviously fa'il, but then mardiya, that's why they usually would say it's maf'ul, but they also could say it can mean fa'il from it could be a fa'il meaning pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But anyway, here mardiya, pleasing, or a path that is, I don't even know how you say it in English, like pleased with.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so على طريقة المرضية هذه, like this pleased path, or yeah,
Yeah.
pleased path.
Actually,
From
please, yeah, no, but you have in English you have to say pleasing, but you can't say
pleasing, yeah,
right.
pleasing
Yeah, here.
or pleasant, yeah.
Pleasant, yeah, but pleasant means something different, I think.
Okay, this pleasing path, I
Yeah.
guess. From the beginning of his life to its end. Uh, he didn't go back on anything from these lofty, I guess, man.
Yeah, lofty characteristics or something like that.
These lofty characteristics.
So
والمتص
Ma'ali is plural of what?
uh, I want to say it's on the same wazn as like masajid, like what is it? صيغة
Yeah, Muntaha al-Jumu'ah, you're gonna say.
من منتهى الجموع, but
Yeah. I'm
isn't
also
it
I'm also wondering myself because I thought it was Ma'la, but I'm trying to make sure because of that wow in there. I mean in the root. Ma'alin. Okay, here they don't have a singular at all.
hmm.
Ma'alin or ma'alan if it's not ma'alan because it's what do you call it? Maksur. So then no, not maksur, mankus. Ma'al al-umur. Sahib al-ma'ali wa ma'alihi. Yeah, so he don't have one here, but we have to look into it. So I'm looking at modern dictionaries. I look at some classical dictionaries. Okay, yeah, go ahead then.
Okay, these laws. والمتصنع والمتكلف لا يمكن ذلك. متصنع, like what does that mean
Well,
exactly?
think about tafa'ala. Like, what is one of the things that the sigha usually implies?
Like someone who like tries to,
Yeah, like it implies takalluf. They're trying to do something.
yeah,
Takalluf. So here with the sanni', like what does the root mean? Yeah, well, Nazgar basically
yeah,
like
like an imposter kind of. Okay.
artificial, yeah, imposter,
Okay.
contrived, yeah, fake, like you said.
Yeah, so someone who is not capable, like an imposter who tries is not able to be like him, I guess, at all.
Yeah, it's not. He can't have all these qualities. So basically, it's another proof of prophethood. That's what he's trying to say here.
And pointing towards this sort of reasoning, or yeah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala points to this in his statement. قل ما أسألكم عليه.
Yeah, so why don't you try translating that again, but translate it with the fa'il accurately, because it doesn't say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right?
Oh, قوله تعالى, his the most high statement.
Okay, yeah.
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 All right. قل ما أسألكم. Say what I ask you. Let
No,
me,
this ma is which ma?
قل
This
ما
ma.
أسألكم
What kind of
عليه.
ma is this?
Is it مصدري?
No,
Wait, قل ما أسألكم عليه.
it's much simpler than that.
صلة or نفي?
Yeah, it's just simple nafi.
Really? It's not, oh, wait,
Ma
قل
nafiya.
ما أسألكم عليه. Okay. But before مضارع, I thought usually it's before ماضي, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of what we learned in the beginning, and then we learn later that it doesn't
Yeah.
seem like that's the case at all.
All right. Yeah, it just sounded a little okay. ما أسألكم. There's no rules. Yeah, so say what, or sorry, say ما أسألكم عليه من أجر وما أنا من المتكلفين. Not what I
No, no,
ask you.
what does as'alu mean?
Like ask,
No, no, as'alu, translate it. Just translate it. As'alu.
I ask.
Yeah, now make it negative.
Okay, cool. Ask,
Yeah.
sorry, say not what I ask.
No, no, no. No, make it negative. I ask, now make this verb negative.
I don't ask.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, I see. Oh, subhanAllah, okay. Say I say I don't ask regarding it from any, I don't know how to translate this. From any reward gift or sorry, like reward
Yeah, you can say I don't ask for any, compensation for it.
compensation.
Like
Okay, yeah.
being a prophet or all this, whatever I'm saying.
And yeah. And I'm not from the like takalluf is like, how do you translate that takalluf?
I mean,
It's like
here there's a meaning in like imposter or
an imposter. Okay.
yeah.
Takalluf, yeah, okay. إن هو إلا ذكر للعالمين. Indeed, it is not but a remembrance or reminder for the worlds.
Okay, good. So Naz said there are no rules. What do you think about that?
Well, that's a rule, so you contradict yourself, bro.
No, I think he was saying about the ma.
Yeah, no. This
I
part,
mean
like,
about Arabic.
yeah, no. Like when you
Yeah.
learn mudaf ilay or mudaf, what's it called? What's the rule again? That there's no tanween or no,
Um,
there's alif lam in mudaf.
yeah.
And then,
But then there's
and then
exceptions, right? Poetry and
and
stuff.
then you learn. No, like I think there's an exception of like if it's
Yeah,
jama and
إضافة لفظية.
yeah, idafa lafzi. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
when it's muthanna and then there's the thing is like what's it called? Mushtaq or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, grammar is a description of a language, right? It's not a prescription for how it should be. So, in that sense, you're right, there's no rules. But of course, there are rules. Like, for example, there's rules for usage, right? Like if I say, I have a big red book. If I said I have a red big book, is there a problem there?
Uh, kind of.
Yeah, there is a problem in usage. So it's actually a rule. It's just that we don't necessarily write it and teach it in grammar. There's a way that certain adjectives have to be in front of others. So we have rules in that sense. Yeah, you triggered like yeah. I mean, linguists. No, but it's true that even the way that the grammar came about, it came about to observe the language, and that's why language is the proof. Like language from the
Well, that's
poet.
if you apply Ibn Hisham and his millah.
Oh,
Istiqra'i.
okay, so what would be the alternative though?
It's aqli. But like I remember hearing the tarajih
So
is that
Noam Chomsky basically is a universal grammar. That's basically like and we want to put it into modern linguistics terms, that's his thing. He's
yeah.
universal grammar. It's already there in the aql, and everything else has to conform to it.
I learned the tarajih is that it's istiqra'i in the surah of aqli. So like they did istiqra, but then the way that they talk about it is aqli.
Okay, that makes sense. That does make sense. They do talk about it that way. You're
So
right.
like imma. It's like yeah. All right, I think we're wasting time. I'm wasting time.
No, no, it's my fault. I brought it up. But like because it's interesting because the Kufiyu and they say the reason that they were less popular a lot of times is because they had too many exceptions and sub rules because they're trying to be they're trying to account for every single possible counterexample. And like they say, that's one of the reasons why the Basriyun became more popular. But then if you think about it, I guess they were right. I mean, they're right then because like those counterexamples, if they're considered by the Arabs to be correct Arabic, then they have to be in your system, and you can't just say everything is shadh to like solve all the problems. Anyway, sorry, I don't know why I'm going to this, but I talked to Sheikh Harun a lot about this too, because like modern linguistics, I think has a lot to say about it, and like some of it, I think is definitely worth considering, but not like the crazier parts. Like they consider their historical methods to be like qat'i pretty much, which we don't accept. Anyway, Hamza, why don't you try reading this last paragraph, and we'll try to finish soon because Maghrib time is it's pretty soon right now.
Okay, inshallah. قال الشيخ الدكتور نور الدين عيتر رحمه الله تعالى: وإنه عليه الصلاة والسلام كان في كل واحد كان في كل واحدة من الأخلاق الكريمة من الأخلاق الكريمة من الأخلاق الكريمة والخصال الفاضلة في الغاية القصوى من الكمال، بينما العظماء يفوقون في خصلة أو أكثر، ثم ينزلون ويكونون عاديين فيما سوى ذلك، بل دون العاديين. أما النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فكان مجمع أم الكم أم الكمالات، ولم يحصل ذلك لأحد من الخلق، فكان اجتماعها في ذاته من أعظم المعجزات وأوضح الدلالات أنه رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Allahu alayhi wasallam. Would you like to try translating it?
I think there's too many hard words for me here.
That's fine. Naz, are you driving, or if you're there, you can try translating it. If you're driving, then
Sorry, I'm driving back from work.
no, it's fine. It's fine.
I heard it, but I don't remember it well
No, no,
enough
no.
to translate it.
No, I'm definitely not asking you to translate like without even looking at the text. Omar, why don't you try it then?
Yeah, I need more translating practice.
Yeah.
The last one.
No, we all do. I think translating on the fly is a very difficult skill. It's fine.
All right. And indeed, he, on him be blessings and peace, was in every state was. Oh, sorry. في كل واحد. في كل واحد من الأخلاق. Okay, so the مبتدأ خبر are so في كل واحدة منها من الأخلاق like والكريم والخصال. So all of these from character, a good character or noble character, and virtuous traits, he was in the utmost, or he was of the utmost. Quswa. What is Quswa? Is like
from same root as Aqsa.
oh, like so the utmost
Yeah, utmost limit,
like,
you could say.
yeah, the utmost highest limit, yeah.
Of course, there's no limit for his kamal, literally, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because we say for any kind of created kamal, there's no limit. Like it can keep increasing, and we say that it does keep increasing, of course, for Nabi
Who's
sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
اسم تفضيل مؤنث.
Yeah.
And then أقصى اسم تفضيل.
Where's the ism kana here?
كان في كل واحد من الأخلاق. It's محذوف.
It's mahdhuf, but fine. There's something muta'alliq to that mahdhuf. So what is that?
كان I mean, I guess it would be كون عام, right? Just like, or sorry.
I mean, sure, but I mean, you still have to tell me what is muta'alliq to that.
كان. Yeah, like Hamza said, ضمير مستتر هو.
Yeah, but so what I was trying to get at was this fee here, right? Because it's saying kana, let's say kana, we could say damir mustatir taqdiruhu huwa.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of something. Okay.
I see that he wrote that now, but yeah, fine. But I'm saying let's say it's huwa, even though I don't think you can do that here, but let's say it is huwa. Then it's saying huwa fi ghayat al-qaswa. That's where the mubtada is. I mean the ism kana, and then the khabar of kana is this fi is connected to the khabar of kana.
I see. Okay, yeah, I get what you're
Because
saying.
otherwise it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
So that if you that's why if you're gonna translate, you really have to translate this part first, like to make it sound better. So like
I see.
he was in the
Yeah,
utmost limit of perfection in every single one of these noble traits, etc.
yeah. Like كان في الغاية القصوى في كل واحدة من الأخلاق الكريمة
Yeah,
والخصال. That makes more sense. Yeah.
yeah. So
من
this kana is connected to the khabar, and you can make taqdir of whatever you want, whatever. Like I don't care about that much, but this kana is connected to the ism of kana, and this is the
I
khabar
see
of
what you're
kana.
saying. Okay.
Also, akhlaq, just as a reminder, what is it the plural of?
خلق.
Yeah, good, khuluq, because it wasn't a difference between khuluq and khalq. Anything else here? Khisal is plural of?
Mm,
خصلة or
Yeah,
خصلة.
good, khasla. So it comes
خلق.
up later anyway, but yeah, khasla, good.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. بينما العظماء يفوقون ينزلون ويكون. While the greats يفوقون في خزن أكثر. يفوقون في خزن أكثر ثم ينزلون يفوقون. Like just one trait they were
Yeah, they
like
can be better or higher
better. Okay, yeah.
in like one or more traits.
In one or more, yeah, okay, I see. Or one or more traits they can be better. ثم ينزلون ويكونون عادين. After that, and then they like lower down and they're
Yeah, so two
sorry,
problems here. One, that they're only better in one or thing or a few things, and they're not better anymore, right? They lose that trait. So that's one problem. That's two different problems. And then keep going.
and then they're from the normal. They're normal basically. And what's other than that?
Yeah, so besides that one trait or the few traits, they're just normal. So
they're normal.
in fact, he says, what's the next thing he
Like
says?
not even just average, or average is a better word.
So he's saying even below average for the other traits.
Yeah,
Like usually
less.
people, if they're really good at a few things, they're pretty bad at other things. They're really good in their job, so they neglect their family or something like that.
Yeah, so below average. As for the Prophet ﷺ, so he was an amalgamation of or sorry, أما النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فكان مجمع الكمالات. Yeah, was that I think that's a good word.
I mean, amalgamation is like I mean,
like a combination.
Yeah, combination, but it's more like the amalgamation combination is not the point, right? The point is that bringing everything together. He like, what's the good word for that? He brings all these traits together. I mean, I get amalgamation, locus.
That's like mahal. Locus is mahal.
Very philosophical.
In Aqidah.
But like he's like jami', like he brings all these things together. What's the good word for that?
The joiner.
Joiner. I mean, like what would you say normal English? I mean,
Combination.
here it says the juncture, which I don't like either. He was the juncture of major perfections, which I don't think like a normal English speaker is gonna know what that means.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Locus makes sense for the word though, but yeah, I don't. Oh yeah, I guess we'd have to like just like translate it a little less literally. So combined all perfections, or he was the yeah, I don't know. You can try to think of something, but
All right. Yeah, so he was a combination of all the, or in him was combined all of the or summation is good. I like that
summation is
one.
nice actually. I like summation. Union is also nice too. I like union too. Yeah.
Okay. Of all, yeah, like the great qualities. And that did not occur for anyone from the creation. Or yeah,
Yeah.
فكان اجتماعها في ذاته من أعظم الموجودات. So فكان اجتماعها. So this like summation or yeah in his essence was from the greatest of
So
miracles.
what is this ha? What is this ha going back to?
فكان اجتماعها الكمالات
Yeah, I'll come out of that. Okay, good.
في ذاته من أعظم from the greatest of miracles and the most clear of indications that he was a messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi
So so dilalat is the plural of
wasallam. Dal.
huh?
Wait, الدلالات. Oh, dilala, right?
Yeah, so it could be this could have a fatha or a kasra dilala or dalala. It could also have a dhamma. They say muthallath dal, but this one is less It's less fussy, less what do you call it, eloquent. So they say students of knowledge shouldn't use it. But ad-dilala or dalala. That's a very common word, so it's good to know that you can read it in both ways.
There's also Daylula, by the way, but apparently it's like a shad.
Daylula. It's shadh.
Yeah, I think there's Sheikh,
So for me, shadh means it's fine.
but there's also Daylula, apparently.
Okay, daylula. I mean, same meaning you're saying.
Yeah, it's like it's like a fourth
Yeah.
like reading.
Dalla yadullu. Okay, yeah. I wonder how that happened. Like,
Yeah, I have
is
to
that
know.
like, is that like a standard thing for some tribe? Like anything in that pattern can become like that? Yeah.
I just remember that when we were doing Ilm al-Wada, the Sheikh mentioned on Dilala, he mentioned like 4 different ways.
Which text did you know the Ilm al-Wada, by the way?
It was you know Sheikh Abdul Karim al-Mudaris?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a risala.
Oh, mashallah. Nice, nice. I need to
Those are
join,
totally
the classes still because I joined that group, but I never like followed up. I need to figure out the rest of the details.
I can see the recordings, they're nice.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
I mean, I want to join the live right now, so I don't miss even more.
we're doing Ithar right now, so
Yeah, I know. I wanted to join in, inshallah. Yeah, Naz, Ali's always trying to recruit people, right? So we should tell him too.
you should join. I swear Naz would love it. Like this is his thing, I think. And the
Yeah,
Sheikh
though
would love it.
that's 8 a.m. every day, so I don't know if Naz, if you're at work or whatever. But let's finish up here. We'll talk about it in the group.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
It's almost Maghrib time. اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما ونقول جزا الله أن سيدنا محمدا صلى الله عليه وسلم ما هو أهله جزا الله أن سيدنا محمدا صلى الله عليه وسلم ما هو أهله جزا الله أن سيدنا محمدا صلى الله عليه وسلم ما هو أهله سبحان ربك رب العزة أما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. I think Rabi al-Awwal is starting now, right? In like 5 minutes, inshallah. So and it would be nice to have khatam of this in that month. And maybe, I don't know what you guys want to do next. We'll talk about it on the group, but I think we'll be finished within like 3-4 weeks, maybe, which is pretty much the whole month. So maybe we can try to do like a little more during the month. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum assalam.